a nation with a centuries-long history of Orthodox Christianity, passing through periods of great political change in modern times.
It's been a religious people whose devotion to their faith has survived anything beyond what we would ever have experienced or even imagined.
There's a light here, there's a brightness, a hope, an excitement.
For Latter-day Saint converts like psychologist Galina Goncharova, martial artist instructor Vanek Arutian, and university student Timur Kadyrov, their individual stories are connected to a time and place few are familiar with, when, in 1903, Elder Francis Lyman of the 12 arrived here, inside the gates of the Summer Garden Park in St. Petersburg, and offered a dedicatory prayer for the gospel to be preached in Russia. It was dedicated again in 1990 by Elder Russell M. Nelson after significant political reforms had come to Russia.
The relationship of the government toward believers has now changed, and I believe for the better. In any way, people don't have to be afraid to go to church anymore.
Galina says she was touched by her exposure to the church and the kindness of the members she met. She became the first convert to the church after it was reestablished.
My life changed the moment I was baptized, fundamentally, because I found out that God loves me.
And in a bustling city like Moscow, with a population of more than 10 million, there would be others receptive to the church's message, including Vanek Arutian. Today, he works as a martial arts instructor. He first made contact with Mormon missionaries in the city after leaving his home in Armenia in the early 1990s.
When I came here to the city of Moscow, I was alone, without my family. I was just a young guy when I left my family and my parents. My mother gave me a gift, a Bible, and said, "My son, I won't be with you in person, but know this. When you read this book, you will feel my love."
Vanek says that experience prepared him for the message of the missionaries. He now serves as a branch president in central Moscow and shares his life experiences with members as a lay leader in the church. You wouldn't know it from appearances, but Timur Kadyrov was on a path toward delinquency on the streets of Rostov before his uncle interrupted a dangerous pattern and introduced him to the church.
I have a great appreciation to God that I had the opportunity to start everything anew, who I can become, and see what I want to see in myself.
Timur turned away from his former life on the streets, served a mission in Russia, and now studies international affairs. It's not always easy to make time for nurturing family life in large metropolitan cities, but for the McKee family in Moscow and the Leostrins of St. Petersburg, the church's message of family togetherness resonates in Russia.
We'd like to share with our friends that there are a lot of wonderful families in the church. And of course, we'd like to share with them that families can be eternal.
We build our family relationships and our relationship with our kids on the foundation of Jesus Christ.
It's also a quest to rediscover families that have gone on before in Russia. Mormon convert Evgeny Numerov speaks 4 languages and has traced his passion in family history back 14 generations, discovering that some of his forebears lost their lives in defense of their Christian faith.
I felt that finding the gospel now when the church was restored, that they're all looking at me and they know that I'm doing the right thing. I'm grateful that they left this legacy for me. I'm grateful that I am a church member.
And now, with the dedication of the temple in neighboring Ukraine, church members in Russia say they are finding renewed optimism as they continue to live and serve.